Hey, it's me, Jimmy L. Who Lord, coming to you today. Not with an agenda, not with a plan, completely unscripted. Oh Lord, have mercy. But there's a lot that's on my chest, a lot that I want to say. What the hell? I might as well share it here. I will say this is probably going to be a great reminder for you as well as myself that if you are still becoming, you're not quite alone, right? But honey, this is for those leaders of people. What do you do when you are the leader that your leader leans on? Baby, I did not sign up for this. I did not sign up for this. At least I don't think I did. And if I did, can I see the? I need to see the fine print. I need to see the fine print. Like, what is going on? Oh my gosh. I love that I've built a foundation, a reputation of being dependable, of being someone that is forthcoming, someone that is gonna shoot it to you straight, someone that is, that has credibility behind what he is saying. I love that. But when did I sign up for my leader to be the one to lean like honey, you call me when you want to figure out how to get out of this thing. And then it's sometimes it can be a little frustrating when I'm just like I can see the danger and I'm trying to articulate to you, baby, we may not need to go down that route. Like I'm trying to tell you that, but you don't want to. But okay, let's try it your way. Let's try it your way. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna tell you what really comes up or what is coming up for me right now is that it's review season, right? That's when stuff hits the fan, when you want to talk about all the things that you said or done throughout the entire year, your accomplishments and room for opportunity. And then you start to have these conversations and you're just like, now on one hand, some days you wake up feeling this imposter syndrome, like, oh my gosh, am I making the right decisions? Am I doing the best that I can? Did they hire the right person? Like sometimes you feel that because you're just like, oh crap, like that decision that I just made, was it the right one? Sometimes you go through that, like, oh my gosh, should I have really coached my manager on that? Should I have really effectively communicated up like that? Should I have really said that to her or him? And then you have the days where you're just like, now girl, you my VP. Now, now, if you don't have the best interest of the company in mind, okay, wait a minute. Say what? Did you just say that? Did you just do that? Like, wait a minute. We're gonna change the entire process because of one or two people that have complained? What? We're gonna change an entire way of thinking, of being, an entire culture. All because one out of 500? That's it. Honey, where's the logic in that? Where's the logic in that? Did I miss something? Lord help me. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Cause y'all ain't finna, y'all ain't finna stress me out today. You finna stress me out today. Mm-mm. Nope. And then when you ask me for the constructive feedback and you want me to give it to you, okay, fine. I am one that wholeheartedly believes that we have to stay consistent. Like if you're gonna make a plan, set the goal, and damn it, go for it. Like the goal shouldn't change in the middle of moving. I understand changing the path of how to get there. Like that has to be fluid and that has to be adaptive, and you have to be able to roll with the tides. And that I get. But honey, changing the goal, like we in the middle of a race. And the frustrating part about it, the next frustrating part about it is that I'm the one that you lean on to clean up the mess, to come in and speak to the employees, to coach and to develop the employees when upper management just made a decision that I didn't agree with. I didn't agree with this. I did not. Like I not total humble brag, but I'm like, I just wrote a book about leadership in the middle, and it's for this reason. Because if you're not the CEO and you have someone that, or you are someone that is a leader of other people, then you know where I'm coming from. Those moments where people don't understand that the decisions that they're making, like you are affecting a full downline. And then you as the leader in the middle, you have to motivate, you got to coach, you have to develop, you have to inspire them to actually do the work, even though your consideration wasn't even taken into consideration on how you do it. You just make it look effortlessly. And honey, today ain't the day for me to make it look effortlessly. Because God damn it, I don't feel like it. Not today. Not today. And so I'm going to sit here and be quiet in this meeting. Because if I tell you what I really feel or what I really think, you might not like it. Or right now in this moment, I don't feel like code switching. So you might get that other version of Jimmy L. The one that don't too often make it on camera. But that don't always have the receipts. I'm just saying. I'm trying not to go too far off into that. But baby, sometimes, like right now, I don't get it. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Because sometimes people get into higher levels or reporting structures because of who they know. Facts are facts. Sometimes it's because the person understands the business, understands the processes. Now, that don't mean they can lead people. They're just good at the processes. However, they apply for the role and they get it. And that's okay. Sometimes people, they just was better liked. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm not mad at you. I'm not frustrated about that at all. And I guess that's leading me to my next thing. Because I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful that I have a leader that is completely self-aware. That when they make decisions, when they're saying things and when they're doing things, and when I feel like we're not on the same page, I'm very grateful that I have a leader that knows that, like, yeah, that shit wasn't right. The execution of that was piss poor. Like, I know what you're asking for, but honey, you're not gonna get your results. Not if we keep going down that path. Now, I know we know we are different income levels, and I got it. I respect it. But honey, you're making me question. You're making me question what I'm doing. You're making me question, like, how I'm doing this and why. You're making me question. Damn. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. I want to come to work, do my job. If we have a plan, like, let's stick to the plan. Let's stick to the plan. Like, we got a good plan. Let's stick to it. And then back to this whole, this review time. Honey, now I'd like to document. I document all of my conversations so that all I got to do now is just review what I've documented. You still sitting here frustrated, going back and forth about who said what and whether or not you're going to bring another party in. And honey, it's unfair to you and the employee. Anytime you bombard them with a slew of problems or issues at the end of the year, it's unfair that you did not have those conversations with them throughout the year. This is when HR jumps in and gets frustrated, because this is when you have the company itself liable because you did not follow the proper steps. It is not fair to bombard or to word vomit negativity or opportunities to an employee at the end of the year when you did not one time talk to them or even coach them or discipline them, document them throughout the year of all of the things that you had an issue with. That's when HR takes a problem with you. And in my mind, that's leadership 101. Like, you should be documenting all of your conversations. And at the moment that your employee goes off track from what you both have agreed upon, you should be calling that back to their attention. And you should be able to have the dates that you call that back to their attention. And because the next meeting, it should be either you are back on track or you're further off track. Now, the next step is time to document. The next step, we need to make sure this is formalized. Like, the next step is I need you to understand that I'm serious about this. Now, this is me talking to you all. But this is equally a conversation I've had to have with certain leaders, that we have to document, not threaten. No, we don't threaten. We simply hold people accountable for what they said they were going to do. That's it. We recall their attention to what they said they were going to do. And anytime, and I love the definition of boundaries. Oh, I love this. Back to my inspirational self. Sorry, you guys. The definition of boundaries. Anytime you have a boundary, it must have a consequence. A boundary without a consequence is merely a wish. That is no different than when you're setting goals and expectations. If you have an expectation of your employee without a consequence attached to it, then honey, y'all are merely having a conversation, adult to adult. As a leader, like, we get paid, we have the opportunity, we have the obligation to hold our people accountable. Period. Period. Yeah. Yeah. I've spent this past weekend trying to figure out what the hell is going on. If I made the right decision in moving into this segment of my life, my career. And the more I anticipated it, the more I thought about it, the more I realized this is exactly what I asked for. This is exactly what I asked for. A career that pays the bills, that helps me do my part to take care of my family, that doesn't demand too much of my attention and focus, because after all, a lot of these things that we're talking about, for me, they're leadership 101. And so it's easy for me to point out these things. It's easy for me to make this leap. It's easy for me to say, yeah, that right there. Well, that right there gonna get you in trouble. You don't say that to the, don't do that. Don't do that. Nope. We need to have this meeting, because otherwise they're gonna think that we're a joke because we're not being consistent. And if you miss this one, then it's going to be a domino effect. We haven't built up that trust and respect just yet on this particular topic. So missing one does make a difference. So it's easy for me to see that. It's easy for me to pick up on those things. And because of that, the job, the 9 to 5, doesn't require so much of my attention, which means that I have the opportunity to Do other stuff. Things that I love, such as a couple of my LLCs, such as writing a second book, which I've accomplished, which is coming out in March about leadership. But give me the opportunity to do these venting sessions, these blogs about my thoughts and my processes and me, so that I can inspire those leaders that are in the middle. I can inspire those that are just kind of having a rough moment, that has forgotten that everything works out for you in the end. That along this journey, I don't just inspire you, I can inspire myself. When I go back and look at this, when I go back and be like, now dang, I've grown from that. Or dang, that was a tough day. That was a tough decision. That was a tough moment. But yet that's another one that I have gotten past. So I have to be reminded that even though my leader leans on me quite a bit, oh, Jesus! Lord! Oh, Lord! This is, after all, what I've asked for. This is what I've asked for. This is what I asked for. And I'm okay with that. I know at the end of the day, the universe is always on my side, and nothing happens that is not being orchestrated in my favor. Like, I truly believe that, because it is always working out for me, no matter what. Anyway, I think that's it. I think my break is over. I'll get back to work. I'll get back to work. Okay. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you all for allowing me to vent. Thank you for being a part of this journey, wherever it is leading us. It is a reminder that no matter what, we are still becoming. So anyway, see you guys on the next one.